So why did we choose this spot? For one, we have this view. And the most important, the road ends here. We came up this road years ago, and they used to not block these off like this. So this one stops, but the views keep going. So we're going to enjoy the views and the sounds, and at some point we are going to have to think about having dinner. But for now, camp is set up. Cooper's checking it all out. I think it's a nice spot. And the weather is supposed to be clear. And it's going to get down to about the low 40s, upper 30s. I have to show you this meal that we got for Cooper. It's roast turkey dinner. And it has peas and wild rice. Living high there, Cooper. Okay, we'll give you some. What I have rigged up here is a propane burner. That's over on this side right here. I can run propane. Over here I rigged up a Snow Peak canister stove. Obviously that Snow Peak canister stove cannot hold a large cast iron frying pan. So I have it set up underneath, and there's a hook here that actually is holding up the canister, and that all rests just slightly under the set of pot stands. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and get this going. I'm going to heat up this large cast iron frying pan. We're going to have dinner. Some vegetables and a steak. What's nice about truck camping, of course, everything can be larger, heavier. Carry more stuff. That's what we're doing here. That's peanut oil, and into that, my vegetables. You've seen this before. This is a different blend. This is onions, mushroom, and asparagus. Hard to believe that Snow Peak is frying those up. But that's the good part about cast iron. Really distributes the heat. You've seen this blend before. This is salt and pepper. This is sea salt, Himalayan salt, and good old black pepper. In a larger size. These are soft drink bottle blanks. I got these from Hiram Cook, and now I use them for salt and pepper and onion and garlic shakers. Thank you, Hiram. And this is not metal, by the way. Do not want to destroy the patina on the cast iron frying pan. Okay, the veggies are done. I want to pull those off to the side. And now, the steak. Cooper's about ready too. I wanted to show you, I do have a full-blown dinner table. That is the GSI large or max table. I'll get the right name of that. But it's one of those folding tables. It's by GSI, and this is the larger one. So once the steak is ready and plated, we'll put that on this table, and I'll show you the whole setup. Steak's ready. I need a larger plate. That'll be the next thing. I did pick up for truck camping real knife, spoon, and fork. So let's turn this off. Again, that's Snow Peak canister stove on the propane cooktop that I came up with. Okay, this dinner knife really, literally ain't cutting it. So I have another, my bush lorer. That should do it, and I know it will. Cooper wants another bite. Do another one. Boy, I can't eat anymore. I'm full. Cooper sure can. He can have one more. I've got to save the rest of this. Boy, I wonder what I could have for breakfast. What are you doing, Cooper? Trying to straighten up your blanket there? You're busy at it. All credit and a shout out to YouTube channel Primal Outdoors for this great idea. This is a Mr. Heater inside the Kodiak Canvas Truck Tent. This is the Big Buddy. Cooper's loving it. So the back end of the GSI folding table is simply resting on the handle of the C-clamp, and the whole table itself is mounted over the top of the wheel well. So that space around the wheel well is used by the GSI table. The front legs, of course, are just dropped down as they would be, and you just set the big buddy on top of the GSI table, and it's aluminum, so of course it's not going to melt or catch on fire, and it's cool to the touch. I mean, it's not warm at all. You little natural. You know it too. You do know the camera's on. You either look at that red blinking light or the infrared autofocus. And so many comments. People say that's why they watch our channel, is to watch you. And I don't mind at all, because when I put these videos together, I go back and watch you too. Want me to turn the camera off? You're just gonna keep posing, huh? Cooper. I see a boil under heavy cover. Ooh, that's more like it. This is my second Condor deployment bag, and I call this one my heavy bag. For one reason, I would never take this backpacking with me because of the way I pack it and what's in it. Of course, my canteen cup is in there. I do have, as a pot stand and windscreen, my second Vargo titanium hexagon wood stove. And I do put similar items in this one, again, heavier, in the same location as my other one that I actually do take backpacking, so that I can go to each pocket and have the consistency, and I know what's in each pocket. But again, heavier items. I do also carry a little canister stove as a backup. This is for around camp. A Leatherman Wave and a Spyderco Bird Raven. More toys to put in this one. Again, for around camp. It's not to carry. It goes in this pocket here. Bring all those up. And then my Condor bush lure fits right in there. My second Condor deployment bag for around camp. I told you earlier about the mod for the D batteries. This is the backside of the Mr. Buddy, Heat Buddy. What do we call these things? Mr. Heater. And this is my modification for the fan. Again, you stick the D batteries in here, but I just took a 18650 battery, which has the USB. Came up with a plug that plugs into the back of the fan adapter, so you can put a external power supply to it. And again, this is just a USB, plugs into an 18650 battery harness, and that powers up to 4 hours the Mr. Heater Big Buddy fan. Really easy. And again, I saw this on a YouTube video. Someone had modded one, so I did too. Works great. And of course, the advantage, these batteries are rechargeable, so you're not buying a bunch of D batteries. First use and impression of the Mr. Heater Big Buddy. This is an amazing heat source, especially for our truck tent. Again, we had it on several times throughout the night, and it did keep us toasty warm. I never had to turn it above low. And it only used the one side burner. Didn't have a problem with it at all. Starting it each time, getting the pilot set. An amazing heat source. I fully would recommend, without hesitation, a Mr. Heater Big Buddy. One other note about the Mr. Heater, I also picked up their propane hose so that I could hook this to the standard or larger propane tank. Looking inside the truck tent and the GSI folding table, see how I had that. And with the Mr. Heater sitting in there, let me show you, I could easily hook the propane hose to the Mr. Heater. Walking around here to the outside, I could bring the hose to that location. There's the wheel well. The hose can easily go up underneath here and hook up to the Mr. Heater, which is just on the other side where the wheel well is. And they give you a 10-foot hose. And I could put the propane down here on the ground. I wanted to show you one last bit of kit that I have for my truck tent camping, but I could not reveal the source until the source revealed itself, and that's the sun. And this is a solar panel, and this is what I came up with, this kit. I bought this solar panel. It's one of those newer style flexible panel solar panels, and I'll show you all the specifics later in a separate video. But I have that wired to all this, and this is a real simple solar charge controller, and if you can see, that is charging. I have that hooked up to a 12 volt lithium ion battery, and I'll show you and tell you why I have battery clips. Makes the whole system a lot easier. Output, or the load, again is 12 volts, and I have this 80 watt power inverter. Now we're not cranking out 80 watts, I can tell you that. And again, I'll tell you all the specifics in a separate video. But you see there, it does have a 110 volt, but right next to that is a USB. And you can buy battery banks combined with a solar panel that accomplishes the same thing. But specifically for 12 volts, I came up with this little system, and I can tell you that it is 1/3 the price of a very popular system that's out there now. And it was a way for me to learn about solar power, solar charging. Again, this is a very simple solar charge controller. And we have that hooked up to a solar panel. And the weather today and yesterday was just perfect to show you the system that I put together. It's my little science project when I'm not out backpacking. And it all fits in to this case that you see, and that was completely unintentional. And the color scheme and all the components, those colors, that was all unintentional too. But we are getting a nice charge. I do have one other component in this kit, and that is this 12 volt 110 battery charger, smart charger, that charges my main source of power, battery power, and that's the 18650 batteries. It has a 110 and a 12 volt, so that's why I have that outputting to 12 volts, and all the cables, everything, they're all in here. And we leave no trace. We're all packed up. Ready to go.